Hey everybody, welcome to a Thursday edition of Box Seats. I'm your host, Frank Holder. That's Talent, that's Fig. And if you don't know, these guys have been in the comedy game for a very long time. They've been in everything, Def Comedy Jam. They've been in everything, comedy festivals, comedy films, comedy specials. Now they're in something that I like to call a comedy sports show, where we discuss sports with comedians. Anyway, guys, we always get this show started. We always got a COVID report. We got something to talk about COVID related. And it always seems to come across my desk. And the biggest thing that came across my desk this morning, literally about 10 minutes ago, is that the Toronto Raptors looks like they're going to be playing in Tampa, Florida, for the upcoming season because of COVID and obviously having issues being able to cross the border back and forth. Now, Talent, the question to you is going to be, is that really fair to the to Toronto Raptors fans? And, because, people are going to have their fan bases, some of their fan bases, but Toronto Raptors really won't. And I don't know how many Toronto Raptors fans there are, but there sure ain't going to be a lot in Tampa, Florida. You know what I mean? What's your thought? Because that's like from north and way south. That's south. You know what I mean?
Yeah. First of all, a lot. There ain't gonna be none. A lot. You better off playing the Maple Leafs. So what's going to happen is, I don't think it's fair. I think what's going to happen is going to be lopsided. The only thing you can say, at least, you put the disclaimer up front. At least we're not in a regular season where all these fans are going to be in a place to be. You know what I mean? Like, at least everything's limited because of COVID. So we're playing like minimum fans or no fans. That's the only consolation they can say to that.
Gotcha. Fig, what's your thought process?
Man, I don't know. I guess it wouldn't be fair if the other teams were going to have their fans at different arenas, but for some reason, I see them creating another bubble. The way this COVID, like you do a COVID report every morning, so I'm looking at another bubble, man. I don't know if any team is going to have their fans. So it may be sort of like the ending of last season.
Yeah, it might, it might be because they haven't really discussed it. And speaking of COVID report, the San Francisco 49ers, I got word last night that they now are all cleared of any potential COVID violations because they were having some COVID violation issues too. But let's jump into the top story. We've been talking about Russell Westbrook for about a week and a half, 2 weeks. You know what I mean? You all are saying that Frank had this, Pelican brief, and it looked like my Pelican brief came out to be just about, almost Nostradamus. So I would pat myself on the back right about now, but I'll let y'all do that for me later because I'm gonna throw this out there to you. It came out that yesterday Russell Westbrook and James Harden supposedly have issues with Houston. Supposedly they don't want to be there. Now this morning said, no, we didn't say that, but their agents said that. I mean, it's going back and forth. Now I'm gonna say this to you, Talent. The way it's going now, they got a new coach. Their GM ain't about that mess right now. But with that new coach, and they're trying to bring in other new pieces, do you see either one of them being on the roster when the season starts in what, a month or less than a month?
Yeah, I see. I always thought that the whole James Harden thing was far-fetched. I think that they're going to live and die with that for at least for a couple more years because that was their guy. They jumped out the window with James Harden. I think they're going to continue to have that window open with no screen door or nothing. I think also the Russell part, I think Russell that's his agents with all these rumors trying to create a market and see who's available and which winning team, because that's why people do this. They do this to create a market to see which winning team, i.e. the Clippers, Lakers, the Milwaukees, the Toronto, to see which one of them will wheel and deal to get him. Because I said this before, I think that James Harden, the way he plays now, he's a player killer. You got a coach killer, then some coaches are a player killer. I think James Harden's a player killer because you can't play with him. He's a ball hog. Kobe had to learn this. Jordan had to learn. All the great ball hogs had to learn this. And he's, to me, still haven't learned it. He's not at the learning threshold. I think another season or two, if he lose another season or two, he's going to have to fall back and learn from this and start playing a different kind of ball.
He's definitely a ball hog. Fig, what you think?
A ball hog? I'd like to take it back and call him Boss Hog from the Dukes of Hazzard. He's old Boss Hog. And man, listen, Taylor was right, man. You know, the Kobe, Jordan, they had to learn to share with their teammates if they were going to win. Now, if he continues to play the way that he is, he's going to put up great stats. He's a great stat man, but it just don't add up to wins. There's no way you can get to the playoffs and play like James Harden and win, because it's too easy for a decent team to defensively scheme for you, because you have the ball all the time. You dribble the air out of the ball, and when you can't get a shot, then you pass it, and your team is not in rhythm. It's just not winning basketball.
No,
you sure ain't. You don't pass the ball, everybody know, double team, triple team him, because he's gonna shoot. You know, that's how they did the Lakers, you know, years ago when Kobe was by himself. Speaking of the Lakers, here's something that I haven't heard anybody, and maybe it's because people just haven't even thought about this just yet. Russell Westbrook is under contract. The Lakers are losing 6 players right now off their thing. I mean, is it too far-fetched to say, you know, the Lakers might take a stab at him, or do you think he doesn't even fit on the Lakers? Now, I'm gonna throw it out there and say, I don't think he fits on the Lakers at all, but I wouldn't be surprised if I heard the Lakers flying a kite out to Russell Westbrook and saying, hey, you know, we might want to take a trade for him and have him play up here. But, you know, what's your thought, Tam?
I don't think so. Somebody mentioned something that was very important. That Russ is in that part of his career where we talk about James Harden have to make some changes. He does too. Russ is in the part of his career where wherever he goes, I think it's time for him to accept that he needs to be the number 2 or even 3 option. And I don't see him doing that. I don't see him with the mental basketball capabilities or IQ to be ready for that right now. Right now, I don't see it. I see him still thinking he's going somewhere to be that guy, to be number 1. And that with the Lakers definitely is not going to fly. So you go to the Lakers, you almost got to come in the door like this, doing a couple of these bow downs, and a couple of Bron, hey, you know what I mean? Like, but I don't think he's mentally there. So I say all that to say that team won't work, and whatever team he goes to, with his mentality, he's going to think he's the guy, and they're going to attempt to build around him.
Yeah, I don't think he fits for the Lakers at all. I just don't think. And some people on Facebook say agree too. Fig, what you think?
Yeah, I was looking at that, man. I wonder if Russell could learn to play and share the ball just a little bit. I think he might fit the Lakers for one reason. I think LeBron might need to rest a little bit this year, because I mean, he's still at the top of his game, but he did just play the championship. It was a couple months ago. Your body, as you get older, we all know, your body don't recover as fast. So he may need to play a little less minutes, and Russell Westbrook would be the kind of dude who could ramp a team up. You know what I mean? Put up some scores, some drive to the basket. You know, put that drive in a team, but he would have to learn to share the ball. Possibly, I'm thinking with the second unit if LeBron decides to rest a little more this year.
All right. So for the record, you say that it could be possible. Talon said he don't see it. And I'm going to ask both of you. I'm not sure if you answer this, Fig. I'm going to ask you: do you see James Harden and Russell Westbrook both being on Houston when the season starts? I don't think you answered that part. You see it?
No, I don't think so, because they took, man, and you know, as a Knicks fan, I don't want to see it happen. But I was watching this morning where they was talking about Russell Westbrook possibly going to the Knicks. He'd be super exciting. He's a hype machine waiting to happen, man. But I don't want to see him there. But I think one way or another, Russell Westbrook is getting out of there. Like talent, I'm not so sure about James Harden, because that's their superstar and that's their staple, you know, of the team itself. So I don't see them both being there, but it's I would say it's a 90% chance that Russell was out.
Yeah, I think it's even higher. It could even be 95, because, you know, James Harden is what you build around. You know what I mean? Like, he the dude. You know, you say 90, I say 95. He the dude, he gone. Like, okay, these two, you know, talent. You know what I mean? You both look at these two pieces. You go, I think I like this one better because he's been here longer. Russell, you just got here and it ain't working.
Y'all ain't right. y'all are two dudes at the club, and one dude trying to be nice, be like, yeah, she's not that. Her face, her features ain't. And he coming in, she ugly. he said 90. He took it to 95.
Yo, talent, but she might have a good personality.
All right, so let me say this. I am speculating, right? Going along the speculation. Houston got a new coach. Let's go along the speculation line. Houston's already threw kites out to Serge Ibaka. Let's say Serge Ibaka comes in, and let's say they make some pieces because James Harden is in talks. They exploring that too. Now Serge Ibaka is in Houston, right? You with me, talent? And then then they make a trade, and they got Ben Simmons there in Houston with the team they have like that. Now you liking where they at now because with the core that they have, but with Russell Westbrook and James Harden gone, are you liking that right there, or are you saying I'm not?
Well, no. Let me say, I love all those players you mentioned. I mean, in a theoretical sense, it sounds great. Everything you said sounds beautiful. Sounds like a homemade pie, but we're still talking about the way Harden plays.
Mm-hmm.
If they're going there,
Harden's gone. So Harden's gone. So he's in Philly. So let's see Houston. So let's say.
So you're saying Ben for Harden,
right? I'm saying because they're talking about making that trade. So the trade's gone. So Ben is now there. Serge Ibaka is there. Russell Westbrook is gone, but they still got that short other guard they have because he's unhappy, and he's saying he's unhappy because of the obviously it's the ball movement. He's unhappy with the contract, but if they trade their big pieces, they can pay him more money. So now you can build there. And you, like I said, you got Paul Silas as new coach. So you liking where Houston's building for the future with that process, or are you saying they need to keep at least Harden? They need to keep Harden and forget about the trade with Ben Simmons and just build from that and go down that path. That's basically what
I think if we're looking at a Houston team where Harden and Westbrook are gone, I think we're looking at starting over.
Yeah. Even if Ben Simmons, yeah.
So not saying that with that scenario you just gave, not saying that they won't be a little competitive and have a good season, but as we know them, we've always for the last 6 seasons we've known Houston to be one of those top contenders. They're in our list every year playoff wise. So now they take a dip, I think.
Okay.
Now that combination has to play that much harder, but the one thing they will have in their favor, like we just said, ball movement. So we don't know what Houston will look like with some actual ball movement.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say to you, Fig. I was going to say with Ben Simmons there and him coming down the wing and him sliding to the basket, if they passing the ball, Houston might be a better team. I mean, it's a possibility because they're moving the ball. It's a possibility. You know what I mean? So if I'm Paul Silas and I'm the coach, and he already said on the record, I want to play small ball and have the option to play big ball. If Serge Ibaka is there, I want to have that option, but I want to pass the ball and move the ball around. I think it's a great possibility. Yeah, they'd be starting over, but they could even be better because they don't have two dominant ball hogs. What's your thought?
I think it works with a Ben Simmons because Ben Simmons is not he's not a ball hog. He's ball dominant because you can't play him off the ball because he doesn't have a shot. I like Ben Simmons as a player, man. Ben Simmons to me is like Magic when he first came in the league. He's good with the ball. He passes, all that stuff like that. He could take it to the hole. But if you could build a wall, he doesn't get a shot. I like him with those players like Tucker and those other players. If you get a Serge Ibaka is a big. He's not your traditional center. He's a big who can knock down shots. I like Serge Ibaka in that. So I'm going with talent. I don't think they're going to win because I think they won't have enough chemistry to deal with the other teams in the West, like the Lakers, the Clippers, Golden State, and all. Like they're far behind the curve, just getting together for 1 year.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that being said, I'm going to bring in another so-called NBA expert, my friend. I love this dude, comedian Bill Burr, also a fellow Bostonian. Bill, how you doing there, brother? How's everything?
I'm doing good. I wore my Boston Celtics colors for you.
Well, I got my Celtics
I
jersey
know.
on, so I'm with you. I'm with you.
I love
I'm
it.
with you.
I love it.
Yeah, look, Bill, first of all, thank you for joining the show. We greatly appreciate you. We up here having a conversation about the NBA and mixing the movement and matching. And you, if you were following sports this morning, you know, I'm sure you heard about Russell Westbrook, and I'm sure you heard about, you know, I want to be there, I don't want to be there. I'm sure you heard about this. But here's the thing I want to throw to you, because you are a fellow Celtic fan. Do you think the Celtics should? Yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this, y'all. Do you think the Celtics should make the move? Here's the big thing: they're supposed to be having the conversations to try to get Miles Turner to the Celtics for Marcus Smart. Do you like that trade, or do you not like that trade?
I think the NBA stinks. It's not even a. I don't even know what it is.
Right.
It's like every team. It's like all the good guys, like they all hang out on a yacht and then they all go, let's go play together. It's not competition anymore. It's like, do you remember when you were a kid in an outdoor recess, you were choosing up teams, and if it got too lopsided, even as kids, you'd be like, wait a minute, what are we doing here? Like, where is the sense of satisfaction if all us athletic kids beat up the nerds? And that's what the NBA is. You know what's going to be hilarious? Is when they do the last dance for NBA players today, and when they get to that point where you can't get past the Pistons, where Michael Jordan lifted weights and he got tougher mentally and all that type.
Yeah.
With the new ones, would be like, so what did you do? And be like, oh, I just joined the Pistons, and then I won a championship. I hate it. So all of this stuff where they're sitting there going, it's like when, believe it or not, there was a time. For like 30 years, the Lakers could not beat the Celtics in the finals. And the final time was like in '84. And Magic Johnson suffered that horrible loss. And LA was just like, we ever going to be? Magic didn't sign with the Celtics. He came back next year and they beat us. And then they beat us again in '87. And then they've been going. But like that whole NBA has sold their soul to the super team. And I think because accidentally, when Magic went to the Lakers and Bird went to the Celtics, they enjoyed this ridiculous where they went past even baseball and football, became like the most popular sport, and then Jordan was right on the heels of that. And you had those Laker teams, those Celtics teams, and then those great Bull teams. And then all of a sudden, Jordan was like, I'm out. And then they're like, what are we going to do? And I just think ever since then, those Kobe, Shaq, Phil Jackson, that is a Charlotte Hornet, and Orlando Magic, and the coach of the Bulls, and that just started this thing. That Celtics championship in 2008, we bought that one. We were like last in the league. Kevin McHale was in the front office of Minnesota. He gave us Kevin Garnett for nothing. and then meanwhile, the Lakers, they had Jerry. I forget who they had. They had somebody in the front office in Memphis, and they gave Pau Gasol for garbage. Like, you explain to me, why is Anthony Davis, why isn't he on New Orleans with Zion right now? So if I'm a Pelicans fan and I live in New Orleans, I look at it like, well, I guess we're just going to suck forever. Like, how long before Zion ends up on the Lakers? It's not a league. It's a bunch of athletes beating up the math team. I find it astoundingly boring.
I said I can't even disagree with one thing you said. Tyler, you got a question for me?
Yeah, because Bill is relentless. Now he's so relentless. I accidentally called him the other night. Monday Night Football's on, not paying attention that New England is playing.
You didn't accidentally. You text me. You don't accidentally text a message.
But if I was paying attention to what was on the TV, I would have waited to the next day. So I do it for favor for the Guns. And he just goes,
no, when you texted me, the Jets were beating us.
But like he goes, oh, you call him about the game?
No, did I lose you guys?
No, just frozen. But he kills me, Frank. He kills me. And I just want to know, I want honesty, Bill. You were a little bit worried on Monday Night Football.
Bill, you there?
Oh, he's frozen. I know he had to be worried.
Bill said, it's kind of funny. Bill said, I hate the NBA, but he comes on with the Celtic green hoodie. I hate it, but he's still wearing the team colors.
Yo, that's hilarious, yo. But I mean, that's how it's gonna be. Like, you know, what I was gonna say to him is like, he had to be a little bit worried. Bill, you got to understand something. Bill doesn't let up. Even though the Jets are the worst in the world right now, you think he would be like, it's no fun. It's not no competition. Nope. He's going to come in and kill it. You had to be a little bit worried, Bill. Monday night.
All right, I'm back. I missed all of that. No, I was definitely worried. Like I was sitting there going, like, how much money were they paying Sam Darnold that you had a guy with a Super Bowl ring sitting on? And here's the thing: all these people talking trash about the Patriots. It's like Tom Brady left.
He froze again.
Dante Hightower opted out because Chung opted out because of COVID. Am I freezing again? This
No,
is
we
racist,
got you.
man. I better feel
We
about
get-
the black
look,
this would not be happening. Oh, I'm here.
Look,
All right.
Yeah, you're here. We lost
so,
8 players. We lost
don't
8
know.
players on
I-
defense. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think for what it is, I mean, we were right in it with the Bills right to the end, so they made a great defensive play and forced a fumble. I mean, obviously they deserve to win that game, but we're not as bad as people are saying. So I don't know. I just know that Bill Belichick had what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had. We'd be Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah, that's very, very true. That's very, very true. Phil, you got a question for him?
Yeah, Bill, man, you know it's bizarro world right now, man, with COVID and everything. The NFL, some of the greatest players, you know, they can't play because they got COVID. Same thing happened to Cam, man. I think he got it. He was out for a week. The next 2 weeks he came back. He wasn't good, man. You know what I mean? I think he was
He's too
still
good
suffering
looking. He's too
from
good looking not to get COVID. The guy, he looks like a movie star and a superhero. It's like people want to be around that guy. He's gonna get COVID. What you need right now is you need an ugly quarterback, an antisocial, ugly quarterback that's got a strong arm, and I think you got as good a shot as anybody.
That guy's already working. He plays for the Jets.
I don't
All right,
even know.
thanks, Frank. Thanks a lot, Frank. Hey, Bill, let me ask you this. What do you think about Jimmy Garoppolo? Like, it seems like San Francisco don't want him. Do you think there's any chance that Bill Belichick gives an olive branch and reaches out to Jimmy Garoppolo so he come back and play for the Patriots because that's the quarterback he originally wanted?
Well, how do you know he originally wanted him?
Because they said that's who Bill Belichick wanted Garoppolo to replace Tom Brady. They was trying to get rid of Tom Brady.
Who said that? Who said that?
That's what everybody is saying. Bill, don't you watch the
No, everybody who doesn't play in the league, Dom.
Well, let me ask you this.
What do you? Fig, I love you, but that was a ridiculous point. Jimmy Garoppolo he gets injured a lot. He's gotten hurt a lot. Now I don't know if that's because his offensive line is stunk, but the guy's gotten hurt a lot over there. So if it made sense for the Patriots, maybe they'd bring him back. But I think Cam's our guy right now, and we're probably going to be trying to get somebody in the draft or whatever. I mean, I think the Jets will probably sit Joe Flacco, going, wait a minute, we don't want to start winning games. We're trying to get Trevor Lawrence, you know, and then that poor guy is going to go to the Jets and have like a 3-year career. Because there's so many guys out there. Like, I'll tell you right now, if you're a quarterback and the Bears draft you, or the Browns or the Lions, you might as well just start your car in your garage, because those guys, I don't know what it is. Those guys just don't have an offensive line. Your career's over. I mean, the Browns have had more quarterbacks in the last like 20 years than I think the Patriots have had in their entire history. So I don't know.
Wow.
That's definitely true. Right? I can't even dispute that and everything else. But since we're talking about the Patriots, Bill, I'm going to ask you, because, you know, as a fellow Patriots fan, I don't think the dynasty's over. But we always, you know, when I get these two guys on the phone on this show, we always say, would you rather have a good QB or would you rather have a good coach? I'm of the person who say I'd rather have a Bill Belichick any day of the week, because he will find a way to win. I think it's always, you start with a good coach, not a good QB. What's your thought process?
I definitely 100% agree with that, because you can, you can have the greatest player in the world, but if you don't have a general telling people where to go, That would be a problem. However, no matter how great a coach you are, you also need the players. I always look at it like, the rock star thing. Like Mick Jagger needs Keith Richards. David Lee Roth needs Eddie Van Halen. I'm sorry I don't have black musicians here to try to bring this home to your audience. Michael Jackson needed Tito. Actually, he didn't. You know what I mean, though. You gotta have both, because I'll tell you that Bruce Arians guy there, whatever his name is. I hate a player coach. I hate player coaches. Stop trying to be friends with the players. Okay, high school's over. You're not a young guy. We get it. You're wearing a Kango hat. You listen to a little bit of hip hop. Okay, at least once a month, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers go out on the field and they're not ready to play, and that comes down to the fact that I think your coach is just playing too much. I can't say here. Grab you know what.
Yeah. Well, I guess that leads me to ask this last question, because I know we shoot for time. I guess this leads me to ask this last question. Do you see Tampa Bay get into the Super Bowl? Because at the beginning of the year, I thought they were. When they got Antonio Brown, I was like, yeah. But after they got spanked the other night, I was like, I think everybody has their number. I don't see them winning the Super Bowl. So I don't know. What's your thought, Chris?
Well, obviously that was such a bad loss. Like, I would just throw that one out. They're not. That's
phenomenal. Yeah.
It's all good. Like, I think they have the players to definitely make a run. I was kind of on Seattle's bandwagon, but evidently their defense is like the worst in the league. So they, Buffalo put up 44 points on them. So I think they have as good a chance. What's funny is I don't feel like there's a really standout team. I'm trying to think in the NFC West. Like the NFC, obviously the NFC East that you guys are in is everybody's rebuilding or has a brand new coach and quarterback at the same time. So you got a whole division that's just out. I will tell you this, New York fans, the Giants own the football team in Washington. Okay? If you could just play them 16 times a year, you guys would be undefeated, man. You'd be undefeated. I do have to tease New York a little bit here. Thank God, New York City, you guys have the New York Yankees. They have that entire city on their shoulders for a century. Because other than that, man, that is a train wreck of a sports town. Although the Giants do have 4. The Giants do have 4, and they got a couple NFL titles. So the Giants are kind of like, the Giants give them some respect. But I'm telling you, the rest of them, I got to tell them to pack their bags. Dude, the Knicks are so bad, Brooklyn walked away from them. That's unbelievable. Which, by the way, the worst sports experience I've ever had in my life is I went to a home game of a Brooklyn Nets game. It's really they're cranking the music so loud during the thing. I felt like I was at one of Talent's cookouts from one of the back in the day. And every 5 seconds, they're just like, Brooklyn, where you at? Is Brooklyn in the house? Brooklyn, we go hard. Brooklyn, what's up? Brooklyn, where you at? And like literally in the first quarter, after the 70th time, my buddy leans over to me and he goes, "Hey, dude, where are we? Are we in Brooklyn? I think we're in Brooklyn." And then for some reason, there's like a car dealership in the middle of the arena or something. There's like 3 Lexuses sitting where fans should be sitting. The whole thing is
God.
Rodney Perry wanted to say something.
New York teams was yesterday. Rodney Perry comes on and he says all New York teams are stinking it up. And Frank goes, yeah, all 8 of them. Rodney says 8. He said, man, that's just the ones you know. He said, somewhere there's a lacrosse team getting their
I know. It's
oh my God!
Yes.
How's your WNBA team, man? They might be all right. They're all right.
Liberty is getting toe up too.
Well, Bill, we appreciate you joining the show. But do you have anything you want to talk about? Tell us anybody, what you got going on. By the way, I loved you in Mandalorian, dude. That was a good spot for you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
That was dope. That was dope.
Yes, sir. That's hot, Bill.
Let's address the 800-pound gorilla in the room. Let's talk NHL hockey. Come on, fellas. Are you with me?
Not gonna happen, Bill. I tried.
Yeah.
Hey,
I am so happy that sport is that expensive to start, so there's no way for you people to take that one over too.
We got a guy, Bill. We got a guy. We got
You got a
a guy
couple.
down in Nashville. That's a fucking amazing.
hey, Bill.
Listen, if this country wasn't so racist, you guys would be dominating that one too.
Bill, I didn't even talk about the Masters yet, so give me some time. I'm trying to get there.
Oh my God.
Oh God.
But
Hey,
Bill,
man,
That was
thank you so
hilarious.
much, bro.
Hockey
Thank
and
you.
swimming, Bill.
thank you for taking the time to join. You got anything you can tell everybody how to
All
follow
right.
you? What you got coming up next before we roll out?
I have a tour of Texas coming up December 1st through December 8th. So this is what I'm doing. In Dallas and in Houston, I'm trashing Donald Trump. But when I go to Austin, I'm gonna be pro Donald Trump. Just to
Just take the opposite side of everything.
I hate cities, white cities that say keep it weird. That's when you go there and it's those white people pretending they're poor, trying to grow dreadlocks, and they have like the tie-dye shirts. Like, keep it weird, man. I can't stand them. So I'm going to be total pro Donald Trump, which I know you guys were, so I'm sorry for your loss.
Yeah.
Bill, thank you for taking the time for the show. We appreciate
All
you,
right,
Bill.
All right, I'll
Thank
see you
you.
Appreciate
later.
you, Bill.
Billy Bird.
Bye-bye.
Great. All right, y'all.
Oh,
That was
my
Mr.
goodness.
Bill Burr. I love that dude. You saw him on The Mandalorian recently, and now it's time for Mr. Rodney Perry, who, of course, he's in the show.
Your sound.
You can't hear me?
Your sound is
We hear
like
you. It just
messed
sounds
up.
like a robot.
Oh, it does. Let me take myself out.
No, you're good. You're good.
Wow, that's crazy.
You're good now, Frank.
Oh, okay.
No,
So
it
anyway,
still sounds horrible to me.
Okay. Go ahead, Rod. Your
Anyway,
turn.
man, great show today, guys. Listen to you guys talk to the great Bill Burr. Two Boston guys. Frank have obviously ran out of Boston paraphernalia, and he is currently a Sigma, and that's always
now my
positive.
sound is messed up.
Yeah, I hear that too. I wondered it going out that way, but I noticed Bill had a problem coming up with a band that was black. So here you go, Frank.
I can't stand Rodney Perry.
Yo,
right
Frank,
there.
you gotta fix the sound. Something's wrong with the sound.
It's all over. It's all over. Yeah.
Well, it sounds good to me.
Sounds good to me too.
Really?
It sounds bad to me.
Yeah, it sounds really bad too.
I mean, so we know who's working with the better budget. So me and Frank, we're pretty cool.
Yo, Frank, take me out and bring me back in.
Now I hear everybody sound crazy. Okay, that
Take him out too. Take him out.
How's it now? Everybody here good?
Nah,
No, it
something's
sounds
wrong with
bad,
the
but
sound.
it's okay.
Go ahead, Rodney. You still doing your report?
I mean, y'all didn't talk about nothing. I disagree with your outfits, though, Frank. I hate your black turtleneck. I hate it.
Zipper.
It's got a zipper on it too. Oh my god! Why would you ever wear a zipper? And Fig is rocking a funky fresh golf shirt.
Rodney,
The Masters.
Rodney, we talked about Russell Westbrook. We talked about Russell Westbrook to the Lakers. We talked about Russell Westbrook being upset with the team. We talked about James Harden. We talked about a couple of things. So we did talk about some stuff.
Well, I was still napping at that time.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, look, right now it's about that time we get ready to start doing our picks. So Fig,
I
can
can't do this. I can't do it. I can't take the pressure.
Let me get my
I can't
joint.
hear. This is
come back out, go out, come back in. Fig, it's up to you.
What you mean?
Your the picks, how everybody did last week. So we get ready to do the picks this week.
Rodney Perry, 60. Well, here's Rodney Perry last week had 10 wins. for a grand total of 60. Frank, you had 8 wins last week for a grand total of 59. Talent had 9 wins last week. Grand total was 63. I had 9 wins. I got a grand total of 63. Stacks had 9 wins last week, and his grand total was 64.
Okay, so he's in the lead. So we get ready to do the picks. Can you hear me good,
You
Rodney?
know what? I'm gonna take myself out and come back in.
Okay. Can you hear me good?
I can. Let's rock and roll. So it's time for the picks.
Okay, it's time for the picks. Tonight's game is we looking at the Colts are playing the Tennessee Titans. The Colts are playing the Titans. So Talent, I'm gonna start with you. The Colts are playing the Titans.
Titans.
So you got the Titans. Okay, Rodney, who you got?
Tonight, 6-2 Colts versus the 5-3 Colts versus the 6-2 Titans.
Yeah.
God dang it.
There we go.
That's kind of a toss up.
I'm gonna take the Colts.
You got the Colts? Okay.
Wait a minute. What's the first game? First game, I missed it.
Colts and Titans tonight.
Oh man, no, I got the Titans.
Yeah, put me down for the Titans. The next game, we're going to Sunday.
Titans.
I'll pull in front of y'all with that.
Well, the Eagles are playing the Giants. Talent, who you got? Eagles are playing the Giants.
Giants all day.
Okay. Rodney, you got the Eagles or Giants?
Eagles. It's a dookie bowl. It's a toss.
Yeah, it is. Fig, who you got?
I'm going with the Giants. Who you got?
I got the Eagles. Put me down for the Eagles. Jacksonville is playing Green Bay. I got Green Bay. Talent, who you got? Green Bay versus Jacksonville.
Green Bay.
Rodney.
Green Bay versus Jacksonville, Florida.
Yeah, Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh man, you got to take the Packers on that.
Yeah, you sure do. Fig, who you got?
Green Bay.
All right, the Washington team is playing the Detroit Lions. That's another Dookie Bowl, but I'm gonna go with Detroit. So put me down for Detroit. Fig, who you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Lions.
All right, Rodney, who you got?
You picking up Lions in public? They dang it.
Yeah, we're picking the Lions in public. Who you got?
Oh my God. They play Sunday at 1:00.
They playing Washington.
Yeah, you want me to come back to you?
The Lions is bad, man. I pick the Lions.
And how about you?
Washington.
Oh, you taking Washington? Okay. Houston Texans are playing the Cleveland Browns. Talent, who you got?
Cleveland.
Okay. And Rodney, who you got?
I like Cleveland in that game.
I got Cleveland myself. Fig, who you got? Cleveland?
Yes, sir. Straight across the board, Cleveland.
All right. Tampa Bay is playing Carolina Panthers.
It's just.
Say again.
Tampa Bay is playing Carolina Panthers. Talent, who you got?
Tampa Bay.
Yeah, they're gonna bounce back heavy. I got Tampa Bay. Fig, who you got?
I got Antonio Brown.
Rodney Perry, who you got?
The Panthers ain't bad, man.
They
No,
ain't.
they're not.
But Tampa Bay's coming off a smacking last week.
Yeah, Tampa Bay coming off that smack, and you got to look for that get back.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna take the Panthers then.
The Chargers are playing the Dolphins. I'm kind of the Chargers playing the Dolphins because the
That's your
Chargers.
team, Frank. Don't bail on that.
No, they just know how to lose. I love them. I love Justin Herbert. They just know how to lose, and they get ready to play Tua in Miami. So Tua in Miami he's balling right now. So I think I'm gonna go with Miami. I'm gonna go with Miami.
I'm gonna go with Miami.
Yeah, Rodney, who you got?
I'm gonna take the Chargers.
Okay. Big, who you got?
I'm going with Tua until the wheels fall off.
Denver's playing the Raiders. Rodney Perry, who you got? Denver's playing the Raiders.
That is a rivalry game.
Yeah,
That's
sure
a
is.
rivalry game. I'm gonna take the Raiders in that game.
All right, Talent, who you got?
Raiders.
Fig,
I like the Raiders in any fight.
Raiders.
John Gruden, baby.
Put me down for the Raiders. Buffalo's playing Arizona. I'm going on the record right now saying I'm gonna take Arizona. I got Arizona.
I'm taking Buffalo, B.
Okay, all right, Rodney Perry, who you got?
Buffalo at the Cardinals. Buffalo.
Yep.
They put up a lot of points. I'm gonna take Buffalo on that.
Okay, and Fig, who you got?
I'm gonna get a lot of wings, and I'm gonna celebrate Buffalo.
Okay, because Kyler Murray's balling. I'm taking Arizona on that one. San Francisco's playing the 49ers. San Francisco's playing the New Orleans Saints. I'm That was funny.
I was about to say when they're gonna split the logo up.
As bad as they're playing, they should. I got the Saints. Tell who you got.
San Fran and the Saints. I'm gonna have to go with Drew Brees. I'll take the Saints.
Okay, Rodney Perry, who you got?
I mean, 49 is still decimated by injury. You got to take the Saints in that game if you got any sense.
Yeah, they should. Fig, who you got?
Who that dare say they gonna beat them there Saints?
Yeah, baby. Good job, Saints. We see you, boo.
Seattle is playing LA. Tell who you got? Seattle or LA?
Wait, what?
Seattle
Rams.
at LA.
The Rams, right?
Because I already said the Chargers, so the Rams. So Rodney
Yeah.
Perry, who you got?
Seattle.
I got Seattle. Fig, who you got?
Yeah, Seattle is gonna get a
Yeah,
comeback.
I'm gonna
I
go
got
Seattle. I'm gonna go
Cincinnati
Seattle.
Bengals is playing at Pittsburgh. Cincinnati is playing at Pittsburgh. That's going to be a good game. Joe Burrow is going to have another shot at the Pittsburgh Steelers and almost beat them last time, if y'all remember. Talon, who you got? Cincinnati or Pittsburgh?
You know what? I think I'm gonna go with the Bengals.
Okay. Rodney Perry, who you got?
Pittsburgh going to put so much foot in their butts, man. Pittsburgh.
Okay.
9-0.
Now Ben ain't playing, right?
Ben's right now supposed to be playing. Right now.
Okay.
But
I'm
he
going
might
with,
not.
I'm going with Pittsburgh, man. They good on both sides of the ball. They haven't failed yet.
Yeah, I'm going with Cincinnati because I think, I think Ben is going to get a positive test and they're going to have to pull out another QB. So I'm going to go with them.
Oh, thank you a lot. Pelican Brief Frank talking about Ben ain't going to play.
Baltimore is playing New England. Who y'all got? Who you got, Talent?
Baltimore all day.
Okay, who you got, Rodney?
The easy pick is Baltimore, but I mean, is that a big game?
Yes, in New England it is.
I mean, for anytime you put the Ravens in anything they perceive as a big game, they get their butts whooped. I'm gonna go out on a limb and pick the Patriots.
Okay, Fig, who you got?
I'm going with Baltimore, man. The Ravens, man. The Patriots almost lost to the Jets.
Don't remind me. I'm going with the Ravens.
Write this down. These motherfucking Ravens is not real, man. I'm telling you.
Listen, I don't think they're real either, but I still think the Patriots ain't got it all together yet. So I'm gonna have to, against what I want to do, I'm gonna have to go against my boys.
Hold on, stop right there. You're picking against the Patriots?
Yeah. I'm trying to win this battle. I'm trying to win this.
I got the Ravens too.
I'm trying to win this.
I got the Ravens too.
Last game is the Monday night game. Is the Minnesota Vikings are going up
Y'all
against?
heard me change my pick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Minnesota Vikings is going against Chicago Bears. That's your team, Ryder. You go first. Chicago
That's
Bears.
a rivalry game.
Yep.
A lot of history in that game. Monday Night Football.
Yep.
Bears if you want to keep your money.
Okay. Fig, who you got?
You going with the Bears, Rodney?
You heard me. I'm not Frank. I'm not Frank. I'm not
The
Frank.
Vikings are playing well. I'm gonna go with the Vikings this time.
Okay. All right. Talon, who you got?
That's gonna be a blowout. Vikings.
Blowout for the Vikings?
The blowout for the Vikings. Chicago's gonna eat dirt, son. Monday night.
Put me down for the Bears. And since we're talking about football, I wanted to ask the coach. Here we go. Eric Bieniemy is getting calls and getting interest right now. Remember how we were talking about a couple of things? Eric Bieniemy, he is the offensive coordinator for Kansas City Chiefs. Everything else. So I'm gonna start with you, Talent. Would you like to see the Jets continue to go on the path they're going, get Trevor Lawrence? Let's say they get Trevor Lawrence, and then they get another black head coach with Eric Bieniemy landing up in there the way it's headed right now? Would you like to see that?
Oh, absolutely. I think we do better with black coaches as opposed to, because it's a real blue collar team. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And one thing about black coaches, you can't find a black coach who doesn't specialize or come from the origin of defense.
Yeah.
And that's the Jets' MO. We're a defensive team. We built our bones on defense. Even when we was 8-8 and barely getting 10 games. But in that structure battling with you guys up there in New England, we had defense.
All right, I'll ask you the same question, Fig, and I'll even say this: whether it's black, white, pink, or purple, I think this dude Eric Bieniemy, I think he comes in and he makes a change. He makes a difference for them. What you think? Immediately, if
Talon is right about actually both New York teams are what we consider blue collar teams and hang their hat on defense. I remember Gastineau and Klecko.
Yeah,
Defense.
Jane Green.
But it scares me to have a black guy named Benini. Like, really, dude? Like, how a black guy get a Benini? Like, yo.
I could be pronouncing it wrong, though. I could be pronouncing it wrong. I think his
name is Benini too. Man.
I think it is.
Because the first time you said it, it made me hungry. I was thinking about a
Benini.
A Benini. I was like, yo, man, can you get? He was like, yo, order me a Benini. Give me 2 Beninis, sausage, and a lot of cheese.
Rodney Perry, what you think, man? You think Eric Bieniemy comes in and makes a huge difference?
Well, let's address this thing Talon said first. This whole blue collar thing with black coach. Y'all ain't never had a black coach ever.
Yeah, we did. We just had Todd Bowles.
Yeah.
Todd Bowles.
We just had him.
You said it like you had 5 black coaches in y'all history. Y'all didn't.
No, what I'm saying is black coaches are usually attached to defense.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying.
It sort of
Anyway.
scared me to a black guy named Todd.
Anyway, bring me 3 Beninis.
Well, we'll change the thing. Now, anyway, this morning, right, I saw a question, and I wanted to ask you guys the same question because I saw what they were talking about on SportsCenter this morning. And I said, that might be a good question to ask the fellas. So I'm going to start with you, Talon. Here's the question. Lamar Jackson or Kyler Murray, who will win a Super Bowl first? Lamar Jackson or Kyler Murray? Lamar Jackson with the Baltimore Ravens or Kyler Murray with the Arizona Cardinals? Who do you think will win a Super Bowl first?
Jackson.
Okay.
Because, just look at last year. Look how close he got last year.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And if you can get that close this early in your stage of the game, your percentage and chances are way higher than somebody who didn't get it. You know what I mean? It was 1 game away.
Okay. I'll let you go with that. What do you think, Fig?
Man, that's really tough, man. I'm really concerned about Lamar making progress as far as his passing game is concerned. If he makes progress, then I would give it to him. But right now, Kyler Murray is on pace to beat Patrick Mahomes. Is it Patrick Mahomes? No, Lamar Jackson's passing when he won MVP last year. Kyler Murray's he's already ahead of that right now. So I would give it to Kyler Murray.
Okay. All right. Rodney Perry, what you think?
Okay, here goes. I would love to say that Lamar has got it, but the guy fails in big games. And until he can prove he can win a big game, he don't even need to talk about a Super Bowl. And so he's going to have to win some big games for me to ever get on his bandwagon. But I'm left on Kyler Murray's bandwagon. So I'm taking Lamar.
Okay. All right. So for the record, I want to throw my name out there and say I think Kyler Murray's trending in the right direction, and I think Baltimore Ravens are trending in the wrong direction. So that's my answer. Kyler Murray is balling out right now. He's balling.
Frank, I think Boston changed. It seemed like they a different team from last year. They don't seem to be playing the same.
That's why I said they're going trending in the wrong direction.
You get Houston to give you a world-class receiver. Yes, the guy's going to look great. He is who we thought he was last year. He's not a great QB.
Who? Kyler Murray?
Kyler Murray. Yeah. Who else?
They both are not great QBs. They, in one sense, they're throwing the ball. They both are excellent runners. So I didn't know who you talk about. You know what I mean?
Kyler Murray.
Okay, because you can throw it up there.
If your man had
D-Hop,
if he had Hopkins in Baltimore, he would be like having a fucking great season. You couldn't.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what? I can't disagree with that.
Yeah, it's possible, but that's why I said, with the two teams that they are as they are now, who's going to win the Super Bowl first? So, last question of the show. Best rookie QB so far. Talent. I'm gonna start with you. So far this season, you got Justin Herbert. He's got the number one offense in the league.
God.
You got Joe Burrow, or you got Tua Tagovailoa. I can't even pronounce his last name. Tua. You know who you think is the best rookie QB so far?
I like Tua.
Okay.
I think Tua. We got a lot we're going to see in the next few weeks from Tua.
Okay. All right.
And I think that, with your words, trending. I think right now, if you look at all three, Tua's trending way more than the other two.
Okay.
So let me take Tua.
All right. Fig, who you think?
You know what? I hate this, man. I like the way your cat is playing, man, but I got to go with Joe Burrows because their team is winning more, and I haven't seen enough for Tua yet. I only seen Tua for 2 games. I like him, though. I like what he's doing. He looks like he turned Miami around immediately. That's why we all picked him. But I only see him for 2 games. If I could see him just a little more. So right now, I got to go with Burrows because I haven't seen enough of Tua.
Okay. Rodney Perry.
All right, you got some guys nobody cares about. Jordan Love, Jacob Eason, Jake Fromm.
None of them are playing. None of those guys are playing. That's why I said.
So let's not even consider them.
Yeah.
So Justin Herbert from Oregon.
Yeah.
Tua Tagovailoa, Alabama. Y'all, you know, I'm gonna pick Tua just on Alabama. The guy comes in with that type of pedigree, and he's looked great as of late. He's, like you said, talent, and Frank, he's trending up. I like him. And Joe Burrow got one of them names that they like to build up in NFL, just an easy, quick say of a name. But Tua is definitely the rookie of the year as of right now. I tell you who it ain't.
Who it ain't? Who it ain't?
Open Cunningham, Herbert.
See, y'all dissing my boy Justin Herbert. Before it's over said and done, you're gonna eat your words, Rodney Perry.
Frank, you know what? You're right. You're right about his skill, but right now, like, you know, the NFL is about wins and losses, man. Right now, the team is not winning, but I see what you see. This kid got a lot of potential. He's dropping dimes and stuff like that, but they just can't seem to get over the hump just yet. If he had a decent team and they were winning, he'd be the guy hands down. But they keep losing.
Yeah, and that's the coach. We had this conversation before. Coach or player. We how many times we've been doing this?
A bad coach can ruin a player too.
Yes, sir.
And it's happening right now with Justin Herbert. It's happening right now before our eyes. But I don't even want to go there because, you know, that's a whole nother conversation for another show. Anyway, tell everybody out there how they can find you, follow you, because we got to wrap this up.
Hey, man, you can find your boy getting busy all day long and all night long on Twitter Live at It's Just Comedy, IG Live Talent, Duck Comedian, and on Facebook, King Talent Harris. I'm your boy. I'm your man.
Yeah, King. There it is. I need that T-shirt, Talent. I like that. Right there.
Hey, man, it's going down this weekend, Denver, Colorado. Well, Colorado Springs, actually, 3 East Comedy Club. RodneyPerry.com is the website, and all the social media is RP Live.
You just had to, right? Great.
You can find your boy Comedian Fig on all social media platforms at Comedian Fig. And we get down, baby.
You know what?
Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike.
You know what? I got to thank my man Bill Burr for joining the show today. I appreciate that. We're going to have some more surprises for the rest of the week. That's because that's what we do. I'm Frank Holder. You're watching a show called The Box. It's on every Monday through Friday from 1 to 2. It's also on the Humor Mill app, on the Humor Mill channel. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Call your cable service provider to get us to add into your cable service. And until then, we'll see y'all tomorrow. Same bad time and same bad channel.